Today on Technically Speaking with Jim Wyckoff, we'll be looking at the breach of the 200-day moving average and what's been moving gold these days. Coming up. Jim, thanks for joining me today.
Hello, Alex. Always nice to be with you.
So Jim, let's start with the 200-day moving average. Now, it was obviously breached early this morning. Now, what do you make of the breach?
Well, it's just one more bearish technical clue among many that have put the gold market under pressure. What we've seen here the past several days and even into last week is really a lack of fresh bullish fundamental news in the gold market to drive prices even sideways. So the technical traders have taken over. Near-term technicals are bearish, and the path of least resistance right now for gold is sideways to lower.
Now, what do you think are driving gold prices right now? I mean, we know we saw the Fed stress test yesterday, 25 banks passed, 5 failed, Citi being one of them. Obviously, Ukraine-Russia tensions, a slew of economic data coming out. What do you see moving gold?
Well, I think we're seeing some lingering effects from last week's FOMC meeting that was maybe not as dovish as some thought it would be. I wouldn't call it hawkish by any means, but certainly with Janet Yellen in as the new Fed chair, many thought she might be a bit more dovish on monetary policy, and she really hasn't shown any excessive dovishness lately. So that's a negative for the gold market. But the easing of tensions in the Russian-Ukraine crisis could be discerned as a bit negative for gold. We did see some safe haven demand come into the gold market when that crisis was on a little higher boil. Importantly, though, Alex, this Ukraine-Russia tension, the Russian aggression into and annexing Crimea, this is not going to go away. The U.S. is trying to lead a world effort to increase pressure by sanctions against Russia. Vladimir Putin is an old Cold War warrior, and the sanctions and the economic pressure that he's going to feel is probably only going to make that old warrior even angrier, and that does not bode well for geopolitical calm in the coming weeks and months. So that could work, and it is my bias that that's going to work to be an underlying bullish factor for safe haven gold for probably quite some time to come. We have not seen the last or heard the last of this so-called Cold War 2.0 between the U.S. and Russia.
Now, let's switch it over to U.S. data. Now, GDP numbers came out today, jobs out today. You got monthly job numbers next week. What kind of stock are you putting into these figures?
Alex, there's been no real consensus, no real trend to the upside or downside on the U.S. economic data. It's been a mixed bag, maybe leaning a bit toward the improving side. But I think the marketplace is really not paying a lot of attention to some of these reports. Certainly, it'll pay attention to next week's jobs number, the most important number of the month, arguably. We've been paying some attention to some Fed speak, but the marketplace is just wanting some more direction from the Federal Reserve on what its monetary policy might be going forward. So we're just going to continue to look for clues to see if the Fed is going to get any more hawkish or any more dovish on its monetary policy.
Excellent, Jim. Let's move on to your Wyckoff market ratings. What do you got this week?
Alex, I'm giving gold a Wyckoff market rating of 4. That's into the bearish camp. We hit a 6-week low just today. We've got a steep near-term downtrend in place. We've got some solid support for April gold at 1280. Below that, 1250. Overhead resistance at this week's high of 1335 and change. Now, for silver, I'm giving a Wyckoff market rating of 3. The bears are in firm command. New multi-week low in silver, a downtrend line in place. We've got overhead resistance in May silver at 2063. Solid technical support at 19.
Excellent, Jim. Thanks for this.
All right, Alex. Can't wait till next time. Bye-bye.
And thank you for watching this edition of Technically Speaking with Jim Wyckoff. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to send them to newsfeedback@kitco.com, or you can ask me on Twitter @Alex_Letourneau. Have a good one.